Hey, welcome back. This is Lone Wolf, and we're playing Vintage Story on the Riverlands world, hosted on the R Fury servers. And we're using version 119.8. So let's get started on this adventure. What will it be this time? You'll have to watch and see. Close that door, Wolf. You can do it. Probably should pick up some berries if I have none. And since they're still growing here at our base, like we could eat one or two. All right, we are ready to go. So where are we going? Well, we're going to my other farm and berry patch location, which is through this translocator over here, across the river, over the bridge, along the path that we've laid out for ourselves to enjoy. And enjoy we do. Built a new boat launch here because, well, the strength of the river current is just a bit on the obnoxious side. Hello, stuck pig. So down we go. Down, down, down to the translocator. Down, down, down all the way. I can't sing. And on to the launch pad. And on to the landing pad. Up the ladder. Is this what I'm like when I have actual sleep? Oh my gosh, we'll have to avoid this in the future. Wow, look at that gear spinning as negative as it can. Yikes. Where's all my stability going? And now we'll still lose stability, just not as quickly. So I came bearing gifts for this farm. Oh gosh, that make you sick? That about made me sick. And I wasn't really watching. Remove. Thank you. Look at that real terra preta. Isn't that a thing of beauty, eh? Sure is, eh? No, not Canadian, eh? But I do have Canadian friends, eh? And just like all stereotypes, I don't think I've ever, well, I have heard one of my Canadian friends use "eh" in her language, but it's a cliche. Yeah, you surprised me. Just doing a little cleanup. We're not in desperate need. We're not in desperate need for anything back at base, food-wise. But that doesn't mean that my garden doesn't need tending. Gardens always need tending, or in this case, farm. There's a difference between a garden and a farm. There's a farm. Hello, Tychus. Tychus is the name of my black lab. And he just came up and set his head down on my leg, letting me know that he needs his attention and that he probably needs to go outside. And since he can't do that for himself, I'm going to pause here quite soon and take care of the young dog. Because when I need to go to the bathroom, it's nice to be able to take care of that. Jeez, how did we get talking about that? All right, well, you can see we have lots of cabbage. We have a good amount of rice. We've got a couple rows of peanuts and more rows of cabbage. Very good. Okay. Shall we bring anything back with us? So we've got 2 full stacks of rice seeds in the ground. We have all of our peanuts, which is not quite 2 full stacks. I think I'm going to harvest the peanuts and get some extra seeds and replant them. Hey, hey, hey. Scythe, please. Thank you. I didn't bring it all the way out here just to have it sit on the sidelines. Oh, we have a drifter. Isn't that lovely? Medium rift activity. So we got 7 extra seeds from that first plot that we've harvested. Instead of 32 seeds, we got 39 out of it, so that's good. Let's see if we get more than 64, which we will, and have done. So let's get these planted. In the earlier parts of the game, and I don't mean early, I guess mid maybe, I suppose, because we're certainly not at beginning anymore. There's a lot of planting and harvesting that goes on with a primary purpose to promote getting enough, to build up the seed stock. So in this case here we got the 3 or 4 extra that we needed on that plot to give us a full stack. So now we do have a full stack, plus we've got 64 seeds. So there definitely is that goes on. And we've got plenty of peanuts back at the base, and we've got plenty of everything that's here. I suppose the next thing that we'll actually need might be some more cabbage. But let's check out the berries. So it is August, which means it's, hot. It's 3:21 in the morning. It's 80 degrees here. And we can see that it's not too hot right now for my berries to be growing. And that's not a given. I assure you that berries will stop growing when it's too hot. So as I was digging the tunnel under this lake, we found this translocator here, which I've repaired. And then I came and explored in here, and we found another translocator back here, which I have repaired. None of this, I don't think, has made it to the big screen of YouTube. But this one, yeah, I'm not that excited about, because Well, it ends up taking me just north and east of our base. So if I pull up the map here, this is where we are, and there's base. So this isn't a particular, ooh, saw blade. Yikes. And this is Duke Ariok's base here. And we do have a new, quote, neighbor. Not a neighbor. Not close enough. Okay. Well, this map doesn't show his base, but we've got a new player that I kind of escorted out this direction. Anyway, so this translocator kind of feels like a little bit of a waste. So I thought I'd show you this one. I have found some things down yonder. I think I found some cassiterite down there. And a ruin. Anyways, let's head back home. This one I like. It takes us quite a ways south. And if we keep going, then we end up on the other side of the lake. And there's, I believe it's a furniture trader over there. Yeah, furniture trader. Now here we are. Back across the river from my base. So you can see this one comes out much closer than this one here, which is quite, well, not quite close, but, fairly close to my base, but not nearly as close as this one. I really like this new boat launch, by the way. Launching and heading south from our peninsula is just kind of a waste of time. Even if I launch from the westmost end, I do have a boat ramp there. If I launch from there and I'm heading south, I get blown out into the ocean quite a ways before I finally get a chance to decide that, hey, that's not, or be able to go the direction that I want to go. And my primary thing, I guess, for going south right there at this point is for my salt mine. There are other reasons for heading south, but right now that's my primary reason. Since Polar Bear isn't playing at this point because, well, server just isn't conducive to her being able to play. Oh, that's soybean. So we'll get all this stuff put away. You see that the inventory just keeps building up. And we're doing upgrading to the breader crates to be able to hold higher capacities. As far as peanuts go, are we down to, oh, look at that. I don't know what that was. Is that my only peanut? Okay, we got peanut. Oh, yeah, we got so much red meat. So that's probably the older stuff. This is probably a lot of it's rotting, is what I would have assumed. So, all right, let's get the peanuts in here. They just need to be not in my inventory. This stuff's still hanging out. Okay, well, that must have been from a more recent harvest, I suppose. I'm just a little surprised that this stuff hasn't all gone bad. It's been in here a long time. Yeah, 5% spoiled, 5% spoiled. All right, so it's all started to spoil, which means there's absolutely no reason. Yeah, all of this stuff is about to go. So while it isn't spoiled yet, it's well on its way. It started spoiling, so it's going to do nothing but spoil. And I'm not going to cook it anyways. Rice is the best, so why would I go with any grain other than rice? Unless I was trying to sell it to a trader, then I would worry about the variety of breads, but otherwise, there's not really a big point to having them all. It's all the same nutrition. Your little serif doesn't benefit from having varieties of grains, etc. And the thing that we have that we just keep getting, of course, is the red meat, because we keep harvesting the sheep and the pigs, etc. But what I haven't been getting is the dairy. Not because I don't care about the dairy, but my timing has been off with the sheep. Let's go see if anybody's giving milk today. And believe it or not, I am not a cheesemaker. I have been shown by a friend a time or two how to make it, but there's certain things I need to do to be able to remember this stuff, and really what it all is I need to have it written down because I just don't remember. With all these young'uns in here, should be able to fill these 3 buckets up just easy peasy. All right, 3 fresh. Okay, that's all right if you don't eat for a while. We got to thin you out, and the last thing we need are more of you right now. Let's go this way. We just ran a batch of iron through each of our cementation furnaces, so we've got a brand new stack of 64 blister steel, which I haven't processed, and I've used most of the steel that we have, so it's not that we're running low. We've got plenty of iron to continue making iron blooms, so we're sitting good with that. Been focusing a couple of play sessions on copper, so we've got some good copper stacked up. And at this point, Ash is loving to make the bismuth lanterns, which we both love, and we've got a fair supply of lead, so we're sitting good. All right. I don't know that I've ever recorded going out to my salt mine out here, so let's go take a look at that. I've been struggling with great difficulties with getting the software to work, not recording properly. I record, thrown away way too many hours because my recordings have ended up being still images instead of, well, videos. So that's not cool. where it continues to record the audio. So I need to take my chest off my back, grab my ore and raft. Get that dairy nutrition built back up. Start backing out. And then swing because I want to go forward this way. So my salt mine isn't too far away from base. I actually access it here, but in the bottom of the ocean, you can see some salt deposits. And one of them, I worked really hard to make it so that I could access it safely and easily, only to have someone come along and decide that my salt mine was their salt mine. Primarily, though, what they did is come and just grab sylvite. It was their primary purpose of going there. So they used their pro pick and mined some shafts around where I've been collecting, harvesting the salt, and just made it, well, so that now as I'm mining, I have pieces that I can fall down into. Although, in all fairness, it's not bad. Um, I haven't claimed all that down there, but I have land claimed my boat launch up here, which means that all they had to do to get on was just dismount their raft, and I have nothing that prevents them from going down my shaft. So can't say I've exactly protected it well, but being that there's a land claim here lets anybody that wants to play know that, oh, by the way, this is not intended for public access. And an ethical player would move on. But we're not all ethical players, apparently. And down we go. It's even more obvious when you get down to the bottom that this belongs to somebody, because you don't put lanterns in something that you're just making available to everybody. So I've got this lit up, and it keeps drifters from spawning the way that I have it set up. I guess since I'm here, may as well grab some. And I'm really excited here. There's some sulfur that's going right there in the wall, so we'll get that in. And always happy to have access to more sulfur. We're not going to sit here and mine a bunch, so I'm just going to grab a little bit. At least that's my intention. Just really wanted to show you that if you see stuff on the bottom of the ocean, it's not easy, but you can. I mean, and really we're only halfway down to the mantle here. The ocean goes even deeper than where this is at. If it was much deeper, it would have been super hard to not drown while trying to work to get access to this. And I know there are other players that are more skilled than me that probably wouldn't have any problems doing this. But I am what I am, and that's what I am, and I really don't need to gather salt right now. I have been here and I've brought this down many layers, and I have expanded it farther. I'm not doing the top of it because That's ocean on the other side, and you can see as I was exploring, I keep having to plug a hole where I've let the ocean in. And since that's not my goal, I'll let the ocean in and have to fight it. Some of it just will be left behind. And oh gee, there's lots of salt here. And one salt dome is more than enough likely for anybody's playthrough on a world. Though I've gone through a full salt dome before on some of the worlds I've played on because I've played on them for so long. And this particular world, Riverlands, on the R Fury servers, is actually made for a college club, and we've just been allowed to come play on it with them, so that's really cool. And then when 120 gets released, then there will be an official R Fury, a new R Fury world created, and R Fury did not choose the mods that are on this world. The club made all those choices for themselves, so it's not necessarily how what R Fury would have chosen. Put that back on my back. And there's a mod and caps apparently. You type in a command and you get an idea of if you have everything covered as far as spawn locations. All those yellows up there are possibilities for things to spawn. Red is absolutely they can spawn there. So this is not spawn proof. It's just spawn resistant, shall we say. And with all this that whomever was so lovely and dug, they made it so that plenty of spaces and nooks and crannies for mobs to spawn. And so they've been up here harassing me. But as you can see, I've come down and I've put some dirt in. I've got multiple locations where I've blocked access from the mob. So, yeah. And you can see that, I mean, the sea level came down, just right to here. So there's not a lot of salt that I'm not able to tap into that's going to be left behind. So not a bunch is being wasted. And there's another salt dome right by this one too. So if I were to dig, I get to another salt dome. I, in fact, already have another salt mine that I've discovered in one of the caves. Where are you going? So you can see right there, that's more salt right there. And the reason that the raft is being weird when I set it down is because we have all this disturbed water right here. And now we're on our way back to my base. Heading back to shore, heading back to shore. We are heading back to shore. It's amazing how none of these animals are affected by the river current. Now, there isn't one where we're at, so that fox, I don't know exactly how he walks on water, but so many of them do. They have magic feet. Isn't that a name of a movie? Happy Feet. Maybe not magic feet, but happy feet. All right. Up some salt. Wasn't really the purpose. You'll see why I really wasn't going there to collect salt right now. As we put the salt we just collected away. Probably should collect some skeps. Get some honeycomb. Make some more lanterns. Yeah, we were almost out. No, we weren't. But we actually were almost out until I went and got more. More skeps, but let's go ahead and harvest the 5 that we've already got made up. You can take far more skeps than I'm going to here, but I basically prefer to take only half of them. Leaves more to repopulate things, I think, more quickly. Almost messed up my pattern. How dare I? Let's shake some honeycomb. Making sure that I called it the right name. So what we're left with, we start with honeycomb, we're left with honey and beeswax. Beeswax to make the candles out of, and honey to do whatever you need to with it. In this case, we're making candles. Should this put you away? And let's grab a stack of blue clay. We have all the ingredients to make empty skeps with. There's no wrong way to harvest your skeps other than you take every skep. You leave absolutely no bees left, well, then you're starting over. And that's probably not what anybody would want to do. Unless you were specifically wanting to do that. I can't imagine why you would. I don't like these bees. They've personally offended me. Don't think so. So I really only want 2 more skeps if I'm going to leave half the skeps behind. Nope, looks like I want 3. I don't know. No, I just want 2. Alright, so that's all I'm going to harvest for right now. Let's go shake the honey out. We have a 150-liter barrel already filled full of honey. And making jam is about the only thing that I think I've used honey for. Oh, come on, Wolf. You can do it. There we go. We have more candles for more lanterns. Well, that's about it for this episode. Thanks for choosing to spend your time with me, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel. For all of those who already have, I appreciate it. If you like this video, click on the like button. And I'd love to hear from you, so please post comments. As always, come watch the next episode with me, won't you? Thank you, and goodbye.